end, just maybe one more question. Just I want to ask about audience, and I want to bring here just one of the most maybe accepted definition of the relationship between the author and the audience. I mean, someone who reads books, that one of the contemporary, literary critics says that, and researchers says that the author is dead, right? And there is, because once you produce the book, once it is released and it goes to the audience, everyone has their own just language and background, and everyone takes their own experiences and pain and things, how they feel about this very particular text. And that's why we today say and that the author is dead, because once you just get this book printed and it goes to different people, here we come and read from our different experiences, backgrounds, and we have our own feelings and conclusions and our own impressions. So how do you feel about this, about audience? What's the role of audience and author, and what is this kind of relationship for you? Do you think about your audience when you write? Just do you make certain choices in your writing if you think about if you have your target audience or something like that? How does that affect the way you write things, or just you write whatever you want and just you don't think about audience? It's there. It's not your responsibility.
No, it starts with an accumulation of your own sentiments, your own feelings, and you're trying to get out what you are feeling. But then as you satisfy that very first need, then you look for a second time at what you wrote, and now you make sure that your message is clear, because other people are going to read it. And you redefine some words, you make sure that the direction is clear where the reader is going with this. I don't like when readers are left in a limbo, that they can take it this way or it can be meant that way. That is the one thing that really truly worries me. Am I clear what I'm trying to say? So in the second step process, as I'm reviewing my own work before releasing it, am I clear? Is my choice of word very precise, very explicit, that I'm not going to leave anything questionable here? Then I think, how is it going to benefit other people what I have just done? Is this worth publishing or not worth publishing? Because it could be even just a poem about love, my own personal love, a true sentiment directed to one person. But if this other person is going to read it, how is he going to connect with it? Because he has to like what he reads. He has to hear the author's voice. So the author's voice in his head has to take either his own voice or the voice of his or her partner. And if I cannot do that, then I failed. When I'm reading poetry, for example, and I know the poet is someone that I know, a literally known figure, a woman or a man or whatever, when I'm reading, I kind of have their voice in my head. I always have the person live in my imagination as I'm reading. Or sometimes I specifically put my own voice as if I'm saying these very beautiful words. So if my reader can't do either of these things, then what am I writing for? Then you become just talking to yourself, and that's not very interesting, talking to yourself, because that's not the mission as a poem. You might as well just write it and put it in your drawer and not release it. So for me, a poet that forgets that it has an audience has failed right there. And this is my concern. a lot of times, either when I'm not so sure, and Dustin is aware, I even translate something and I said, Dustin, am I clear? Is it coming? Because this is what I'm really, really wanting to say. And it's very important that it's exactly how I mean it. And if the person doesn't feel it and is not connecting, then I have a problem. It's not worth releasing. And it's the same whether I write when it's published in my own language or is my translation coming clear. It's always the same concern, that what is the audience intake? For example, not everybody is going to like what I write, because everybody has their own choices and preferences. But I want to make sure that the majority of the readers are going to like what I write, and that it has a value for them while I'm doing this, not just an empty 5 minutes reading poetry. I want them to feel charged after reading my poetry, because it's like we don't have time to read War and Peace anymore, 1,000 pages. But we go to listen to a good song that it's only 3 minutes long, because we need that kick, we need that adrenaline, we need that spirit of expression. Or when you're down, you're putting Beethoven Silence, for example, right? Because you need to cry. And this is what poetry does. You either are very happy and joyous and you want the outburst, or you want to feel the shoulder receiving you, feeling with you, crying with you. And if poetry is not doing any of these things, then it's wasted. It's lost mission.
Thank you. And let me know, welcome Dustin Pickering to speech.